Joining me now is Republican Indiana Senator Mike Braun. Senator, great to see you this evening. Thanks so much for joining us. This was a staggering inflation number today, up 9.1% year over year. As you know, and I know, Americans are suffering from rising costs. They're paying now the latest figure, $6,800 more to live, to deal with these expenses on a yearly basis. Now, I ask you this, with a $1 trillion reconciliation plan on the table and new calls for raising taxes on small businesses and many others in this country to help pay for some of it, more spending is not the answer right now to solve the high inflation problem, yet this administration wants to just continue to push forward. How do you respond to that?
You know, if they're trying to be opportunistic to seize the moment that they're still in power, they're going to kill the country doing it. Look at where we were pre-COVID. We had pay increases with no inflation. Now you have a pay cut, literally, because this 9.1% inflation, I got to go back to when I first got a home mortgage, and we had it at 10%. Paul Volcker had to take interest rates up to 18% to knock it back. And this isn't going to be near as easy this time either. They've done enough damage, Jackie. You can't spend your way. You can't shut the economy down. The Fed financed it all. Sadly, they need to do nothing. Let the system start to morph back where it was pre-COVID. That was the best stretch of economy we've had in decades.
I'll just make the point that when interest rates were raised by Paul Volcker, then you had a president, Ronald Reagan, who cut taxes to help try to put the whole piece together. It's not a one-sided it's a combination effort, if you will. And this administration wants to raise taxes. So that's when people really start to just wonder what it is we're doing here. But I will also ask you this, because this has been my prediction for quite some time. People have not rejoined the labor market, right? Labor force participation has been historically low. And I've been saying to myself, well, they got so used to the stimulus and the freebies, and they basically said, if we stay home long enough and when we make the problem bad enough, we are going to force their hand to do it again. And if this reconciliation bill passes, that's in essence what I see happening here.
Well, we ought to take the cue from what that did. It incentivized people to stay home, watch Netflix. I was glad to see Netflix subscriptions actually drop 4 or 5 months ago. That means we're weaning ourselves back into whatever normal is. We cannot do that again, Jackie. If we do it, it prolongs it. It's their only lever they're willing to pull here. And those tax cuts you're talking about, that drove the economy from Main Street. And they're wanting to add that on to what are called flow-throughs. Those are the businesses that most small businesses are organized as, not the big corporations. So it would be a double whammy there. They just need to quit doing things and don't, just because it was a good economy, a Trump economy pre-COVID, look to see what was working and let's get back to it.
Senator, let me ask you about these numbers specifically, if we can dig into this report for just a moment. 9.1% year over year. Is CPI. The core number, which the administration likes to always point to, was 5.9%. It only ticked down 0.1%. President Biden acknowledged that high inflation is unacceptable. He thinks when he says that, he basically explains it away and that people will forgive him in some way. But having said that, the administration also says the reason that the CPI number was so high is because half of it, according to them, is high energy prices. So then I look at the core number and say, well, if that were true, then core inflation would be moving lower faster, and it's not.
Well, and if you go back to when this happened, historically, energy prices were the culprit then, just for a different reason. And he needs to again look at history. When Volcker took interest rates up to nearly 20% in the fall of '81, it took until 1986 to get back down to 2%. So, and that was when you could use the medicine of high interest rates. You can't even do that now because of all the debt in the economy, especially our government. It would tank it for another reason. He can't keep telling us things that we know aren't true. And you can't sugarcoat, what we've seen happen 40 years ago happening again. And please just don't do any more. Quit digging the hole deeper.
Yeah, and that's a great point. But also, I was watching Neil Cavuto's Fox News show. He had Bob Nardelli on. He made a great point, too. He said, I look at this 9.1% number, And I actually think inflation is higher than that. I think it's closer to 10%. It doesn't account for factors that we see in the grocery store, for example, shrinkflation, right? They didn't necessarily raise the price, but they're giving you less in the package. So there are underlying and outlying elements within this economy as well that aren't even being accounted for. And new estimates suggest that inflation could go higher than 10% or even possibly closer to 11%. I mean, it doesn't feel like they've got a grip on it. Now you've got a Fed who's probably going to have to raise another point.
And what you're talking about is when you get into an inflationary mode like we had from the mid-70s all the way through the mid-80s, people start buying ahead. They start thinking the prices are going to keep going up, and they fuel it. You got things like you talked about, shrinkage. You get less in that package that costs the same or more. All of that is part of what they never thought about when they unleashed it with the biggest fiscal stimulus, the Fed accommodating it, and now we're working through it. The only good news is the economy was strong pre-COVID, and I think that is the thing that's going to get us out of this a little quicker than what it might have 4 decades ago.
Senator Braun, really appreciate your time this evening. Thank you so much for joining us.